what's good? When does that not already in the clutch? And we got to talk about some more breaking news going on around the NBA, but this time on a more sad note, as it is being reported by Shams Charania, a very well-respected journalist throughout the NBA, that Houston Rockets small forward AJ Griffin is seriously considering stepping away from basketball. And on the surface, looking at this, it's a quite shocking turn of events, because if we're going to look at this on the surface, AJ Griffin, he's only 21 years old. He is the son of ex-Milwaukee Bucks head coach Adrian Griffin, and he's entering his third year in the league. He has a bright future ahead of him, and him having a second chance going to the Houston Rockets shortly after getting traded there, and now he's prepared to basically leave the game of basketball, and both sides are sort of basically mentally prepared for that to happen. And I just gotta say, like, I really hope all the best for AJ Griffin, and it's very shocking to see. I mean, from a basketball perspective, if that's what it comes down to, I mean, I can kind of see why he would not want to play for the Houston Rockets. I mean, although they are a young team and they're contenders for at least for a playoff spot, and they seem hungry and ready to want to take the next step and be able to shock a lot of people and make a deep playoff run potentially. If we're looking at his position at small forward, there's little to no room for him to have minutes available, which is sort of similar with what he had to go through in Atlanta last year. And if we're going to look at the Houston Rockets specifically, their depth chart, they basically have their starting small forward in Dillon Brooks, who is known as a great defender, and he's able to basically be a veteran leader for the young Houston Rockets team. So that spot is filled. And then on the reserve side, they have Amen Thompson, a strong rookie who they had last year, who the Houston Rockets have a lot of hope and a lot of investment on him, and he's an amazing defender, and he can score really good, just like along with his brother Asar Thompson. Both of them are really good, the Thompson twins, so they're gonna have a lot to fight for right there for AJ Griffin. Cam Whitmore, he was a standout last year. A lot of people were saying he was the steal of last year's draft, especially falling late in the first round to the Houston Rockets, and he is just a natural scorer. He can score at will, so that's going to be even more tough for AJ to get some minutes. And along with their newest draft pick and Reed Shepherd, who was arguably their best player throughout the entire summer league, and a lot of people are saying that he's the next guy up. And AJ Griffin, he's going to have to compete against all these guys, a veteran leader in Dillon Brooks, two rookies from last year, and Amen Thompson and Cam Whitmore, who are known for being great scorers. And they're gonna on top of all that, he has to compete with Reed Shepherd, who a lot of people consider to be the best player out of everybody in this year's draft class in Summer League. So, like, that's like, for him, he has little to no chance to be able to shine and be able to get minutes. So if we're talking on a pure basketball standpoint, I can kind of see why he does not want to go to the Houston Rockets. But if it's something even more deeper, because it's not being reported, it was very broad details. But the fact that a very young player who has a lot of potential is already considering stepping away from the game of basketball, especially having deep-rooted ties to the game with his dad being a head coach previously, it's really sad to see, and I really hope all the best for him. I hope everything's good for him, like with whatever he's going through, whether mentally or just with his environment around him. I hope he's having the support he needs, and he's not a scrub or anything like that. Like, in his rookie season, he actually had very productive and serviceable numbers. As in his rookie year 2 years ago for the Atlanta Hawks, he did average 8.9 points per game, 2.1 rebounds, 1 assist, 0.6 steals, 0.2 blocks, while shooting an impressive 46.5% from the field, 39% from three-point range, while having 0.6 turnovers. Those are very good rookie numbers, and that's something he can build on, and like that shows that he has talent around him. Unfortunately, last year, he had a much lesser role. It wasn't due to reports like that I've read. It was not injury related. He just happened to play a lot less games and was not utilized. That's why his numbers were completely down, of having this past season 2.4 points per game, 0.9 rebounds, 0.3 assists, 0.1 steals and blocks, while shooting 29% from the field and 25.6% from three-point range, while having 0.4 turnovers. So basically, in his rookie year, he was given the green light. He was able to play and even start a few games and was able to contribute for the Atlanta Hawks. But last year, because they were a young team and there was a lot of turmoil going on with the Hawks, and like there was little to no room for him available to play, so that's why he had a much reduced role and didn't play as much. And then him getting traded to the Houston Rockets, it was not the best situation for him as well, because basically his position as small forward is, as I mentioned, it was completely clogged up between a veteran leader and 3 players who have just been drafted by the Houston Rockets within the past 2 seasons. So he really has little to no chance to be able to shine and be able to get playing time. So I can understand why he would not want to get traded to the Rockets and maybe on a different team, whether it's a rebuilding team or even maybe a championship contending team that needed a specific small forward to fill that void so he can be able to play, which I respect that. I respect him wanting to be able to contribute to a team and wanting to play, because there are a lot of players out there who don't care for the game like that. They consider it a job and they're happy riding the bench. More power to them, but the fact that AJ Griffin is basically, he wants to, from what I understand from a pure basketball standpoint, he wants to go out there and compete and play. I admire that in him, and that's a true warrior right there. So I'll give him that, but we'll find out more as the days progress. But so far, that's all we have going on, and I really hope, like I said, I hope he's doing well with himself and his life. I really hope that things are going well with whatever he's dealing with mentally. I hope like he has the support he needs, whether it's from his coaches or from his friends or family or anything like that. And I hope, may God be with him, because I mean, basketball, yes, although it's many people's dreams, including mine at one point, to be able to play in the NBA, get paid millions, be able to perform from the thousands of fans, and be able to get all this notoriety and all these amazing endorsement deals and things like that, it can be very stressful, because you have so much pressure around you, especially with social media, especially with like news reporters and a lot of fans criticizing your game everywhere you go. It can be very stressful. It can be very like draining for your head, especially, or even for someone like, for example, AJ Griffin or all these top rated prospects who they're used to being the #1 guy, the #1 option from high school, from college, and then once they get to the pros, they're delegated to the bench, and then they're being humbled like crazy, and they have to like fight and scrap just to get some minutes on the court. That can be very hard and a huge reality check for a lot of players, because not everybody's like a LeBron James or a Victor Wembanyama, who from the get-go, like, they're given the keys to the franchise and like, here you go, you're still the guy, you're the #1 option, we're building our future around you. Not everybody has that luxury, unfortunately. And for AJ Griffin, I can see why it could be very tough for him to go from being a top guy to now being buried at the bench and not given a fair chance. So I get that. I really hope that this is not the last of him. I hope, God willing, he can come back when he's ready, mentally and emotionally, to be able to play and be on a team that needs him for his services. And we'll just have to wait and see. So let me know what you guys think, Hawks fans and Rockets fans. What do you guys think of AJ Griffin? Do you guys believe you could have used him more, or do you believe he wasn't a good fit for your team for X, Y, and Z? I'd love to hear you guys out in the comment section down below so we can discuss. And while you're at it, please like and subscribe to this channel. I certainly would appreciate every single last one of y'all. Thank you all so much for your time and effort. God bless, and talk soon.